Hey gamers, in this episode, I'm going to talk to you about how to narrate your story. Hey gamers, welcome back to Game Master's Dungeon. I am Brian, your Game Master. Today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the importance of narrating your story well, to give your players that suspension of disbelief and to transport them into your world and become totally immersed in your story. Now, why is this important? Obviously it's gonna hook your players, right? It's like when you go to a movie and you get really into it. You're like, oh wow, this is so great, and you just lose track of time. Or when you're reading a good book and the story is told well, and you're just next thing you know, it's 2 hours later. That's what you're going to be looking for because you're doing the same thing. You're telling a story, whether it's visual like a movie, written like a book, or spoken verbally like early man used to do. We're just rekindling that aspect of storytelling. And if you're able to narrate your story well, besides the just, oh, you go here, you do this, you go here, you do that, but you really be descriptive and elaborate on details that are really going to transport your players to your location, it's going to change your life. Okay, so the one tip, like the main tip that I can give you for improving your narration skills and giving a more immersive experience to your players, details. Now, they always say like the devil's in the details, right? It's got to be that way for stories, right? You watch a movie and you see all the backgrounds and the characters and the clothing and all the little details on all the clothing and things in the background and all of those stuff. Now we can just see that. Your players could just see that if they're watching a movie. Or if you're reading a book, it's all written and they can just read it all. Okay? Because a lot of the work then is done for you. Like if you're watching a movie, somebody did the work for you. You just watch and enjoy it. Somebody wrote a book, you read it, you enjoy it. You are going to tell a story. You have to give them all of those details and information, and they just soak it up like a sponge. The best way, really, I can do it is to give some examples. Now, just know this is going to be my opinion, so some of you may agree or disagree. Either way, put some comments down below. I kind of like to see what you think after we go through some of these examples. So let's start with let's do like a classic Dungeons and Dragons example. Okay, I'm the DM. All right, I could be like, all right, your players. Okay, you walk down the hallway and you come to a door. What do you do? They're like, oh, I opened the door. Okay, you open the door, and inside is the boss. Roll initiative. Terrible, right? Nothing. No details. No ambiance. No build up. No suspense. No tension. Right? Now, how I would do this encounter. Right? So the players say they're going to go down this hall. All right. So after a long time of traveling through this ancient castle, you finally come upon the door and this hallway that leads to the door. It's dark, it's musty, the air is foul, water drips from the sides of the walls. And as you approach the hallway, your heavy boot steps echo down the hallway and reverberate back to you, giving a sense of a larger space than it really is. You come to the door, a heavy oaken door with wrought iron frame and a big heavy knob, slightly rusted from time and age. You open the door creaks and squeals loudly as you press it open. And then the smell and the air that waft through from the room on the other side is foul of death and decay. As you enter the room, you draw your weapons as you see the ancient undead king sitting upon his throne of skulls, laden with brass and blood. Braziers burn along the walls, this foul black smoke filling the atmosphere in the room, making it almost difficult to see. The king stands Drawing his weapon, he points it at you and demands who you are and what you want. And you will have no more of his evil tyranny. Roll initiative. Right? It's stuff like that. Right? Sure, it takes a long time to get from the hallway to the encounter with whatever it is, or from where you're at to where you want to go, right? But I can see it in my mind. Now, maybe some of you can, maybe some of you can't. This is just how I like to roleplay. I can see myself going down this hallway. I can feel the stone and the wet and the smell, and then I can just picture this room and this thick smoke coming from these braziers, and this. Obviously, I didn't really describe the king. I'm leaving that maybe up to you, but you can think that he's a large, undead man sitting upon this throne made of skulls, and just the devil's in the details like that, right? You want your players to not just to go in there, roll initiative and attack something that they don't really know what it is they're attacking. All right, gamers. So the next question that you might be asking then is like, how do I get maybe from where I'm at to more along the lines of this, a more descriptive way of storytelling? I'll tell you, one of the things that I did, I would watch movies, and I would pick a scene, and I would watch the scene, and then I would pause the movie, and then I would attempt to describe as much detail about everything in the room, characters, everything in the background, as possible. And then I would watch it again and be like, how well did I do? Did I get the red ball on the floor? Or did I get the crooked painting on the wall, or things like that? You don't need to do every single detail, because remember, if we talk about Chekhov's gun, if you haven't watched the plot device video on Chekhov's gun, you're gonna want to go to that. If you describe in extensive detail certain things, they need to be important to your story. So you really want to just set the mood, right? Sounds, smells, how the feeling, set tension, mood with how you describe things, right? And then if there's something that's utterly important, give it some more detail. Like if there's the gun hanging on the wall and you actively describe, oh, it's this kind of a pistol, it's laden with, brass or gold or silver, and it's engraved and whatever. Put a lot of detail in it. It needs to be important, right? So sort out what's important to the story, along with maybe what's not important to set the theme and the mood. It's a fine balance. You don't want to go like overboard describing every single thing in the room, every picture, every piece of furniture, every whatever, right? Describe the things that are important, but allow the players to be able to visualize. If they come into an apartment, okay, there's a green couch and a white chair. The carpet is blue. There's family photos. An old TV sits on a stand. The drapes are dirty, covered with, they're yellowish from the smoking or whatever. Details like that, so then they can visualize it. But then if there's something really important, then you go into a lot of detail regarding that item or person, if it's relevant to your story. All right, gamers, that was just a quick video about the importance of narration, an example of how I like to narrate, and then some tips on how to improve your narration skills, and really what to narrate and what not to get too involved in, or things you need to get involved in more. Now, it's one of these things I can't just tell you how to do it and you can do it. It's going to take time and it's going to take practice. It's taken me a long time to get to this point. 20 years or so of playing and DMing different games and different systems with different people. It's just one of those things you're going to build with experience, and once you get more comfortable doing it, it's going to get even easier. So I do hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button if you want to support the channel. Also hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to get notifications when I upload new content, so you can be the first to view and to comment. Also, join me over on Discord. We've had a lot of new people come over to my Discord channel, my Discord server. Link will be in the description box below. We're having some great conversations. I am getting some games set up that I want to run for some of the subscribers. Obviously, I only have a limited amount of time, but if I don't get a game set up and you're in it, stay tuned. Eventually, another game will start once one is finished, and you might be able to come play a game with me and some of the other subscribers. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Also, follow me over on Twitter. I'll be putting updates regarding that as well. Also, things going on in my gaming life. If I find any cool gaming news, I'll post it there so we can all kind of be in the loop on new stuff coming out to get excited about. So, until I see you again in the dungeon, I'm Brian, your Game Master, and happy gaming.